The multi-billion-dollar bottled water industry is built on a fundamental promise: purity. Consumers turn to this product believing they're making a choice that's safer, cleaner, and healthier than tap water.
I'll take a bottle of water to work with me.
I bottle water, it's just for convenience. So when I go out or I go to church.
I like to drink this one because I think this one is the safe.
However, it might be time to take a closer look at that bottle of water. This year, numerous bottled water brands in the U.S. are coming under fire for their questionable quality and safety. In this video, we're exposing 15 of the absolute worst bottled water brands that you should avoid at all costs. Plus, stick around until the end, where we'll share some helpful tips on how to choose safer bottled water for you and your family. Now, let's dive right into the first brand on our list, one that has been linked to serious health consequences for its drinkers.
1. Real Water. Affinity Lifestyles.
Real Water, a premium alkaline water, stands as a stark example of severe contamination and deceptive marketing. The product was linked to an outbreak of acute non-viral hepatitis in Nevada, hospitalizing 5 children and 3 adults with severe liver damage. Testing revealed that Real Water was contaminated with hydrazine, a toxic chemical, due to a faulty alkaline ionization process. Despite being marketed as clean and healthy, the company was actually just bottling local tap water treated with chemicals. The legal fallout was severe. Real Water was forced into a nationwide recall, ceased its operations, and faced numerous lawsuits. In June 2024, a Las Vegas court ordered the company to pay nearly $98 million in compensatory damages to the victims, plus an additional $3 billion in punitive damages. This serves as a powerful warning that products with miraculous claims can hide deadly risks.
2. Starkey Spring Water. Whole Foods. Starkey Spring Water, Whole Foods' private label natural mineral water, has come under heavy fire for containing unsafe levels of arsenic. Testing revealed that Starkey water contains arsenic levels approaching 10 parts per billion, ppb, pushing right up against the federal limit. While the FDA's maximum allowable level for bottled water is 10 ppb, many health experts and organizations like the Environmental Working Group, EWG, recommend that a truly safe level should be below 3 ppb. These findings were published by Consumer Reports and the Center for Environmental Health, which led Whole Foods to temporarily pull the product from shelves for retesting. Starkey's marketing as a pure, premium spring water was widely viewed as misleading, as arsenic is a toxic substance linked to cancer and reproductive problems. Although no official recall was issued by the FDA, Starkey's reputation suffered a major blow with consumers. It's a stark reminder that even products labeled natural spring water can contain harmful contaminants if quality control is lacking. 3. Dasani from Coca-Cola.
Dasani, Coca-Cola's ubiquitous bottled water, consistently ranks among the worst brands due to its notoriously poor taste and history of misleading marketing. When it comes to flavor, Dasani is widely criticized online and has become a running joke for tasting artificial or chemically. In blind taste tests, it frequently lands at the bottom of the list. Even a professional water sommelier gave it a scathing review, describing it as having poor hydration capabilities. The distinctive taste is a result of Coca-Cola adding a proprietary blend of minerals, including magnesium sulfate, potassium chloride, and salt, after purifying the water. While intended to create a clean, crisp taste, for many consumers it just tastes unnatural. The brand's sourcing has also been a major point of contention. Dasani isn't natural spring water. It's simply municipal tap water put through a reverse osmosis filtration system. Coca-Cola faced significant backlash for not being transparent about this initially, leading many consumers to believe they were buying a premium product. After public pressure, the company now clarifies on the label that Dasani is sourced from public water sources. Furthermore, the brand is dogged by environmental concerns. A 2024 study revealed that a typical liter of bottled water can contain hundreds of thousands of nanoplastics, which are small enough to enter the bloodstream and organs. As a product of the Coca-Cola Company, consistently named the world's #1 plastic polluter, the sheer volume of Dasani bottles produced contributes massively to global plastic waste. In short, Dasani is widely criticized for being overpriced, unpleasant-tasting tap water that contributes to the planet's plastic problem.
4. Aquafina, PepsiCo. Much like its rival, Dasani, PepsiCo's Aquafina is another brand that makes the list due to its source and taste. Aquafina's water is simply sourced from public tap water, which is then purified and bottled, a process that allows it to be marketed as pure. Following pressure from consumer advocacy groups, PepsiCo was forced to amend its labels to include the letters PWS for public water source, so consumers would know it wasn't spring water. This change came after years of using imagery of snow-capped mountains in its advertising, which many critics argued was intentionally misleading. In terms of taste, Aquafina is often described as being flat, bland, or developing a plastic-like taste if left sitting too long. In a ranking by water expert Belinda Chang, Aquafina was listed among the 5 worst-tasting bottled waters, sharing the spot with Dasani. Many people describe it as being no different than filtered tap water and sometimes worse. While it hasn't faced major contamination scandals, Aquafina was criticized by the Environmental Working Group for a lack of transparency for failing to disclose its water quality reports on its label. Its environmental impact is also significant, thanks to its single-use PET bottles. If you're paying for a premium bottled water experience, Aquafina falls short. You're spending money on filtered tap water while contributing to plastic waste.
5. Poland Spring, Blue Triton or Primo.
Poland Spring, the leading bottled water brand in the Northeast, has been mired in a class action lawsuit since 2017 over allegations of fraudulent sourcing. The lawsuit claims that not one drop of the billions of gallons of Poland Spring water sold actually comes from a natural spring as advertised. According to the plaintiffs, the original Poland Spring in Maine ran dry decades ago, and the water the company sells is just common groundwater that has been pumped, bottled, and slapped with a 100% natural spring water label. Nestle, the previous owner, repeatedly tried to have the case dismissed, arguing that its product meets the FDA's definition of spring water and is licensed by state regulators. However, in late 2024, a federal judge refused to dismiss the suit, allowing it to move forward to determine whether Poland Spring is in fact authentic spring water. Alongside this are accusations that the company uses man-made springs and surface water instead of a natural underground source. Environmentally, the brand, now owned by Blue Triton Primo, has also been criticized for its large-scale water extraction in Maine, which could be impacting local water supplies. Poland Spring is a classic example of idyllic marketing that may not reflect reality. Consumers should be wary of such picturesque claims.
6. Arrowhead, Blue Triton, formerly Nestle.
Arrowhead, a spring water brand well known in the western United States, earns its poor rating not because of the water's quality, but due to its infamous environmental and legal controversies. For decades, the company has sourced its water from the San Bernardino National Forest in California. However, state reports revealed that its former owner, Nestle, was taking drastically more water than it was entitled to for years, at one point extracting nearly 25 times its permitted amount. In 2020 alone, Nestle drew 58 million gallons of water, while its permit reportedly allowed for only 2.3 million gallons annually. This practice of draining a public water source, especially in California's severe droughts, triggered fierce backlash from environmental groups and the local community. The situation has escalated into a major legal war over water rights, with the company, now Blue Triton, claiming a right to the water that dates back to 1865. Regulators have cracked down hard. In 2023, California officials ordered the company to cease most of its water diversions. More significantly, in August 2024, the U.S. Forest Service ordered Blue Triton to shut down its pipeline entirely and remove all equipment from the national forest. Ecologically, critics argue that the depletion of the aquifer for Arrowhead's operations has devastated Strawberry Creek and the forest's wildlife. The brand has become a poster child for corporate exploitation of public resources for profit. So, while the water itself meets safety standards and has even been reported to be free of detectable PFAS, the unsustainable and legally contested backstory of how it's sourced is a major red flag for concerned consumers.
7. Nestle Pure Life, Blue Triton.
Nestle Pure Life, one of the world's best-selling bottled waters, earns its low ranking due to microplastic contamination and misleading advertising. A groundbreaking 2018 study by Orb Media, in partnership with the State University of New York, found that 93% of bottled water samples from around the world contained microplastics. Most notably, Nestle Pure Life had one of the highest concentrations, with some samples containing as many as 10,000 plastic particles per liter, primarily polypropylene, nylon, and PET. This discovery triggered a class action lawsuit accusing Nestle of deceiving consumers about the purity of its product. The plaintiffs argued that the Pure Life branding leads customers to believe they are buying a high-quality product when it actually contains microscopic plastic contaminants. Nestle denied the allegations and released its own test results showing much lower numbers, 0 to 5 particles per liter. While the long-term health effects of ingesting microplastics are still unclear, the pure image of the brand has been severely tarnished. Adding to this, Nestle Pure Life is essentially just filtered tap water, a fact that wasn't always clearly disclosed. Only after public pressure did the company become more transparent on its labels, indicating that the source is a treated public water supply. For all of these reasons, from the microplastics and poor transparency to the parent company's troubled reputation, Nestle Pure Life is a brand to consider avoiding.
8. Peñafiel, Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Peñafiel, a mineral water brand imported from Mexico and owned by Keurig Dr. Pepper, also lands on the worst of list due to significant arsenic contamination. In the same round of testing that flagged Starkey, Peñafiel was found to contain arsenic levels around 17 ppb, nearly double the FDA's legal limit. This discovery was particularly shocking because Peñafiel is widely sold at major retailers like Target and Walmart. In response, Keurig Dr. Pepper temporarily halted production to improve its water filtration systems. Legally, the company faced warnings from environmental groups in California and was even threatened with lawsuits if it didn't completely resolve the arsenic problem. The Peñafiel case highlights the risks posed by naturally occurring elements in groundwater. Arsenic can leach from geological layers and remain in the water if the filtration process is inadequate. The company's natural mineral water marketing loses all credibility when the product is unsafe. Consumers should steer clear of this brand until there is clear proof that the contamination issue has been resolved.
9. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring, a bottled water from California, makes the blacklist primarily due to serious legal and environmental issues involving arsenic. The company's water source in the Sierra Nevada mountains contains naturally occurring arsenic, while CG Roxane, the producer of Crystal Geyser, filtered the arsenic out. They failed to dispose of the resulting hazardous waste properly. Instead, for 15 years, the company secretly discharged tens of thousands of gallons of arsenic-laden wastewater directly into the environment. CG Roxane ultimately pleaded guilty in federal court for 2 felony counts: the unlawful storage and transportation of hazardous waste containing arsenic. The company agreed to pay a $5 million criminal fine for these actions. Although the company insists that the bottled water sold to the public was safe, its unethical environmental behavior has shattered Crystal Geyser's reputation. The claim on its website of being a good corporate citizen is a complete contradiction to the reality of creating an arsenic pond and releasing poison into the ecosystem. Consumers have every reason to doubt this brand's integrity and sense of responsibility.
10. Deer Park, Blue Triton. Deer Park, the Mid-Atlantic spring water brand, now owned by Blue Triton, was flagged for contamination with forever chemicals in a 2020 investigation by Consumer Reports. After testing 47 brands of bottled water, CR found that most contained some level of PFAS. Deer Park was one of the few non-carbonated waters with a total PFAS concentration above 1 part per trillion, a common health-based benchmark recommended by many scientists and the Environmental Working Group. Specifically, the sample of Deer Park measured approximately 1.21 ppt. While this level is below the EPA's new legally enforceable limit of 4 ppt for PFOA and PFOS in drinking water, it's significantly higher than the stricter guidelines advocated by health and environmental groups. The presence of any PFAS, chemicals that are notoriously persistent and accumulate in the body, raises serious questions about the integrity of Deer Park's water source or its bottling process. Anecdotally, consumers sometimes complain that Deer Park has a plastic or slightly swampy taste, which could be attributed to natural mineral content or the bottle itself. The brand heavily markets its 100% natural spring water, but the detection of PFAS suggests potential contamination from industrial pollution or packaging issues. Although Deer Park hasn't faced a major lawsuit over these findings, being on the list of waters with detectable PFAS is enough to make health-conscious consumers wary. Anyone concerned about forever chemicals should consider avoiding this brand until the company provides more transparent and recent testing results.
If you're still watching and finding these details valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you'd leave the number 10 in the comments below, just to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you'll consider subscribing and ringing that bell so you don't miss a thing. Your support is what allows us to keep creating helpful content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's get back to it.
11. Tourmaline Spring.
Tourmaline Spring, a bottled water from Maine, was once marketed as an ultra-pure raw water, but testing revealed its quality is far from the advertised claims. A damning report from Consumer Reports found that Tourmaline Spring contained dangerously high levels of PFAS, measuring approximately 4.64 ppt. This was among the highest concentrations found in any of the non-carbonated water brands tested. That figure is more than 4 times the 1 ppt health guideline recommended by the EWG, making Tourmaline one of the most PFAS-contaminated brands in the industry. The irony is staggering. Tourmaline promotes its water as so pristinely pure that it requires no filtration or treatment. This is now exposed as dangerously misleading, as toxic man-made PFAS chemicals are clearly present. While the company hasn't faced a major lawsuit yet, public pressure has forced it to address the issue. The brand has stated it is working to reduce its PFAS levels, but the damage to its credibility is already done. Some consumers have also complained that the water has a strange, slightly unpleasant taste, which could be due to its unique mineral profile. Tourmaline Spring serves as a perfect example of why the unfiltered, raw water trend can be so risky. It often means that dangerous contaminants are not being removed. For the sake of your health, it is best to stay away from this product until the company can prove its water is truly clean.
12. Topo Chico, Coca-Cola. Topo Chico, the cult favorite sparkling mineral water from Mexico owned by Coca-Cola, landed on the blacklist due to concerning levels of PFAS contamination, despite recent improvements. Initial testing revealed that Topo Chico contained a total PFAS level of 9.7 ppt, the highest of any sparkling beverage tested. This figure set off alarm bells, as it was far above the health advisory limits recommended by scientists. In response to the backlash, Coca-Cola acknowledged the issue and committed to enhanced filtration. By 2025, a retest by Consumer Reports showed the PFAS levels had been reduced significantly to 3.9 ppt. While this is an improvement, 3.9 ppt is still nearly 4 times higher than the 1 ppt benchmark for safety, meaning the product is not yet truly clean. This has been a major disappointment for Topo Chico's loyal fans, who are drawn to its signature taste and high carbonation. The brand is also facing legal threats, as consumer groups have considered suing over the failure to warn customers about the presence of forever chemicals. Environmentally, Topo Chico's heavy glass bottles are shipped long distances from Mexico, creating a significant carbon footprint. Although Coca-Cola vows to continue lowering PFAS levels, for now, Topo Chico remains a mineral water to avoid if long-term health is your priority. The lesson? Even a beloved historic brand can hide harmful contaminants if its source has been affected by industrial pollution. 13. Fiji water.
Fiji water. The premium bottled water imported from the island nation of Fiji is famous for its marketing of South Pacific purity. But its reality is riddled with controversy. Regarding its purity, Fiji was famously humbled in a showdown with Cleveland's tap water. After the company ran an ad mocking Cleveland's water, the city's officials decided to test Fiji's product. Their findings were shocking. Fiji water contained 6.31 micrograms per liter of arsenic, while Cleveland's own tap water had none. Although this level was still below the EPA's legal limit, 10 micrograms per liter, the hypocrisy shattered Fiji's pristine image, and the company was forced to issue a public apology. The brand's environmental and ethical record is just as troubling. Fiji has been heavily criticized for the enormous carbon footprint created by shipping its water halfway around the world to the United States. Even more ironically, while the company exports water for immense profit, native Fijians have at times struggled with a lack of access to clean drinking water, sparking accusations of resource injustice. Fiji's advertising uses poetic language about rain filtered through volcanic rock for hundreds of years. But critics call this a marketing myth that distracts from the truth. Its water is just as susceptible to contamination as any other. For example, besides arsenic, international tests have also detected microplastics in Fiji water, shed from the bottle itself. While Fiji has a smooth, soft taste due to its high silica content, its premium price tag and damaging environmental reputation land it firmly on the list of brands to avoid.
14. Sam's Choice.
Sam's Choice, Walmart's private label bottled water, makes the list due to poor quality testing and a serious lack of transparency. A study by the Environmental Working Group
EWG, that tested 10 popular brands, found that each contained an average of 8 different contaminants, ranging from caffeine and pain relievers to plastic chemicals. Among them, Sam's Choice stood out for having some of the highest contamination levels, with certain chemicals even exceeding the legal standards for bottled water in the state of California. Specifically, the Sam's Choice sample was found to contain disinfection byproducts, THMs, at levels that violated California's limits. This suggests that the company's purification process, likely applied to a public water source, is failing to adequately remove these chemicals. Regarding transparency, Sam's Choice and many other store brands often fail to disclose their water source or provide quality test results on the label, leaving customers with little information beyond the generic term purified water. This goes against the recommendations of consumer advocates, who argue that all bottled water companies should be transparent about their sourcing, filtration methods, and water quality reports. While Sam's Choice is inexpensive, consumers may be trading cost for potential health risks from a product that can contain contaminants and is packaged in thin, leach-prone plastic. The lesson here is clear. Don't assume that budget-friendly store-brand water is automatically safe. It's crucial to check for a quality report, if you can find one, or choose a more reputable brand.
15. Essentia. Alkaline water 9.5 pH.
Essentia, a popular alkaline water brand boasting a pH of 9.5 or higher, is rated poorly due to its misleading scientific claims and a class action lawsuit alleging consumer deception. The company markets Essentia as overachieving H2O that provides supercharged hydration, implying it hydrates the body more effectively than regular water. However, a class action lawsuit was filed arguing that Essentia's superior hydration claims are scientifically baseless. The suit points out that the study Essentia often cites was fundamentally flawed. It compared the alkaline water to mineral-free reverse osmosis water, a biased setup designed to make Essentia appear superior. In reality, effective hydration is determined by electrolytes, not by the water's pH level. The lawsuit also takes aim at the brand's use of marketing terms like ionized hydration and 9.5 plus pH, which it argues are used to imply scientific legitimacy where there are no measurable health benefits compared to standard purified water. While Essentia is purified water with minerals added back in, so it's generally free of toxins, it is not immune to the problem of microplastics shed from its plastic bottle, an issue common to all bottled waters. Furthermore, the ionization process is energy-intensive, and the single-use bottles contribute to plastic waste. In conclusion, Essentia is often viewed as regular water disguised in scientific jargon sold at a premium price. Consumers should be skeptical of the cure-all claims made by many alkaline water brands, as there is currently no robust scientific evidence to back them up.
So, there you have it. 15 of the worst bottled water brands you should probably avoid. Now, as promised, here are some practical tips to help you choose a safer option. Prioritize transparency. Opt for brands that are open about their quality. Look for companies that provide annual water quality reports and clearly state their water source and purification methods on the label. For example, in past evaluations by the EWG, only a handful of brands received high scores for transparency. Transparency empowers you to know exactly what you're drinking. Look up test results before you buy. Do a quick search for data from reputable sources like Consumer Reports or the Environmental Working Group, or EWG. Check for information on levels of heavy metals, microplastics, PFAS, or bacteria in the brand you're considering. Steer clear of any brand that has been flagged for harmful contaminants, like those on this list. Consider packaging and sourcing. If you're concerned about microplastics, consider water sold in glass bottles or cartons from trusted companies. Prioritizing locally sourced water can also reduce the environmental impact from long-distance shipping. Brands like Mountain Valley Spring Water from Arkansas and Acquapana from Italy have a long-standing reputation for quality and have been reported to be free of detectable PFAS. Weigh purified water versus spring water. Purified water, which often starts as tap water, is typically filtered to remove nearly all impurities, but it also lacks beneficial minerals. Natural spring water often has a better taste due to its mineral content, but it's crucial to ensure those mineral levels are safe and not accompanied by heavy metals. Avoid spring water from regions known for geological arsenic contamination. Don't be fooled by marketing hype. Terms like alkaline ionized, raw water, oxygenated, or detox are usually more about marketing than real health benefits. Rely on scientific test results, not on buzzwords. As the Essentia case shows, there is no conclusive evidence that alkaline water provides any significant health advantages over regular water. The best alternative? Your tap. If your local tap water is safe, using a home filtration system is often the best choice for your health, your wallet, and the planet. You can invest in a quality filter, like a reverse osmosis or activated carbon system, and carry a reusable bottle. According to the EPA, municipal tap water in the U.S. is often subject to more frequent and rigorous quality testing than bottled water. Ultimately, filtering your own tap water is a smart trend that reduces plastic waste and helps you avoid the many pitfalls of the bottled water industry.
The bottled water market isn't always as clean and pure as its marketing suggests. When buying bottled water, it's essential to do your research, prioritizing brands that are transparent and have a proven track record of quality. Your health and the environment are better protected when you become an informed consumer. We hope these tips help you choose a safe and reliable source of water. Stay hydrated.